I still have the card one of my daughters made for me with the words, "Dear Mom, I hope your legs wear down soon." Am I resentful that I endured so much suffering for so long? The psychiatrists were powerless. We were considering electroconvulsive therapy, also known as electroshock. Psychiatry is basically trial and error. What works for one may not for another. Even Andrew, my husband, said they wouldn't treat an animal like this. This is where the danger comes. Because the suffering is acutely unbearable, the patient thinks to himself, "I'm causing all this fuss to this poor husband, children, friends. You're not getting any better. Everyone's practically given up on you. Best take a pill or have an injection." Truthfully, I would have been first in line. The suicidally depressed person can't even glimpse a future. I want to say to anyone suffering in a similar way to what I did, even through 2 or 3 years of awful agony, that recovery is possible. Writing this in November, the end of autumn and the beginning of winter in England, I feel absolute exhilaration, not mania, at being out in the fresh air, fitter and healthier than I have been for years. For me, this is a true miracle. I do as ever thank my husband, family, friends and parish priest, and our blessed Lord and Our Lady. Prayers at the gravesite of the Venerable John Henry Newman also helped greatly. If I can give something back, I would like to. When I was ill, I envied the souls of purgatory because they knew through suffering intensely that they were saved. Whereas, in the depth of despair and darkness of the depressed person, there is no such assurance. I truly panicked that in my despair I had sinned against the Holy Spirit. But it was an illness which made me think that euthanasia was a great idea. I can see clearly why we must fight against the evil of legalized euthanasia, because I would have been dead long ago if there had been such in force. I am more fulfilled with my life now than I have ever been. I almost feel a glimpse of heaven at times. My particularly faithful saint is Saint Padre Pio, who had a great devotion to the holy souls. I know in the future I will have my share of sufferings. I do, however, plead to the Lord never to have a breakdown again. Whatever God wills.
As you read the book, you will pick up some tips on how to cope with your parents who have a mental illness. Well, I am 11 years old and have a mother who suffers from manic depression. Every now and then, I give her some tips and targets that she should work up to. I say things like, when you keep up your good mood, you have nearly emptied your drinking cup, but every time you keep a bad mood, your glass fills up again. This gives her a big boost and helps her to feel a bit better. When you have a mental illness, plenty of rest is needed. So every couple of nights, I give my mom a massage on her back, feet or head. All massages can tone your body and refresh your mind. Lots of questions in one day for a parent that has depression is not at all helpful. So what I advise is that you should be quiet around them and only ask questions that really need to be answered. Sometimes, people with depression can occasionally get into bad moods, but the best thing you can do to help your parents is to help around the house and give them a massage. Being in a family of 12 with a mother who has depression can be tiring because I help my mom a lot, but I'd do anything for her to get well. During my mother's illness, I wrote some poems for her. Many times, I have felt upset and just horrible, but I calm myself down and distract myself. Being around my mom a lot causes me to feel down, so getting away for a while is good for your health.